beautiful morning. The carton that these came in was covered in bugs, so this is what we're working with.
Well, we got the jib out. It's not doing anything, but it makes me feel better. Maybe we'll get some more wind. Maybe we won't.
Uh-oh. I've been neglecting my bottom cleaning duties. I think our last video was our passage from the Marquesas back to the Society Islands, so it's been a while. On that passage, we ended up actually having some issues with our Jenniker. I don't remember how much of it we caught on camera, but basically what we thought was the UV strip peeling was actually burnt sailcloth, and we had about 10 wraps at the top of the sail that we couldn't get to unfurl. They just kept getting stuck, and so we took the Jenniker to a sail loft in Tahiti, and long story short, it's out of commission, so we ended up making the decision to order something new, and now we are the proud owners of an A2 asymmetrical spinnaker from Rolly Tasker Sails, and those guys were freaking awesome to work with. I mean, we had frequent and clear communication, and they actually got the sail to us in Tahiti in like record time because they knew we were really eager to take the first weather window in May to get out of here. So that was a great experience. Hopefully we'll get some wind today and we can fly it, but honestly, we're just happy to be leaving Tahiti right now, even if that means motoring in the heat. Our plan is to sort of stage for our official departure from French Polynesia in Bora Bora. So that's the update. Hey honey.
Yeah?
Gotta pull the jib in. Sorry. These calm conditions are really working out in our favor. The recent weather has washed a lot of debris out to sea. Most of it's just sticks and logs, but that's like an entire 10-meter tree. It's much easier to spot when it's flat calm like this.
Get some sunshine.
Finally!
Yeah. That was our signal to pull our anchor up and start heading west.
Yeah, we've had some pretty atrocious weather these past
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, we have some more on its way, but we're gonna make this hop to Bora Bora and hang out here for probably 7 to 10 days. Wait for the system to pass, and then check out and head to Tonga. That's the plan right now.
How has it been today?
Kind of boring. Zero wind, motoring. So we're gonna have to find a fuel dock again before we leave, which is a bummer because we just did what 3 or 4 dinghy trips with all of our jerry jugs to fill the boat. So now we're gonna do it again. Well, actually, I think Bora Bora has a fuel dock that we can get to, so we might just do that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting there. Clean water, swimming. Yeah, that's it. How's your day?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah. What's our ETA?
9 a.m., so another 15 hours or so.
15 hours of this.
I mean, look, it could be a lot worse.
Exactly. This is actually pretty nice, honestly.
Yeah.
Feels good to be moving.
Yep.
Well, we motored all night, but check out this view. Wow. Sun should be rising here pretty soon. We made it! The water is crystal clear. I don't know why, but talking feels illegal right now. It's just so still. Nobody's awake yet. We made water on the way here, so we've already got a load of laundry out to dry. I think our plan is to take a nap and then tackle some chores. Oh no! It's gonna take a while.
It's gonna be a little tricky pivoting off this. You're gonna have to high up some fenders, you know.
Okay. I can do that. We took advantage of the calm conditions and brought Sabado over to the fuel dock here. This is what it looks like. We'll fill our tanks, then enjoy the island until we have a weather window to leave.
Big mahis, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, big mahi. I'm getting that.
Yeah. If that's it, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask.
So maybe see what these guys have.
Oh yeah. Today is the day. We've just exited the pass and are getting the sails up now. Well, this is all that's left of our French Polynesia flag after 1 year. It's been beautiful, but challenging. And overall, not really what we expected.
Yeah, keep an eye on things here because they are changing. The locals, the people can be very welcoming, but the government, not so much. In fact, I think they call him the Prime Minister here.
I think so.
Just traveled to France to petition the government because he has to get their permission to limit sailboats here, and specifically said they do not want to limit the charter boats or the super yachts. Yeah. Just people like us, cruisers. Yeah. He said that they're basically a blight on society. So.
I'll link the article for you guys if you want to read more about it. You have to translate it, but
it's disheartening.
It's disheartening to hear that that's how we're perceived, and it's kind of hard to shake that feeling. You know, you feel uncomfortable once you hear people talking about you like that, so it's real and it's difficult, and I don't know how they're going to enforce these ideas of limiting cruisers. I don't know if maybe they're going to limit limit the amount of long stay visas they issue. There was talk in that article about fines. I don't know how they're going to enforce that or when that's going to start, so...
Yeah, just keep an eye on it.
Keep an eye on it.
If you're traveling here.
Yeah, definitely. What's your favorite anchorage in French Polynesia?
Well, the mooring field in Bora Bora.
Yeah, I think that was our most stress-free experience. Which is crazy because before French Polynesia, we were pretty anti-mooring ball. We love being on anchor, we love being self-sufficient, but with the conditions here, our preference has shifted.
Yeah, look, we fended off many boats dragging anchors in the anchorages here. It just was not.
Yeah. It became a full-time job at some point, and so when we talk about being stressed here and the sleepless nights, a lot of it has to do with the fact that we felt so responsible for what other people were doing. Like, you have to defend your boat. Like, we felt like we couldn't leave Sabado because, God forbid, the person in front of us started dragging.
Look, I'll tell a quick story. So we were anchored in Tahiti, and lovely place. I got up in the morning and I saw a monohull putting their anchor down, and it started dragging. The wind was blowing a little bit, and he tried to reset his anchor a few times, and then he was broadside to us, right, and with his anchor down, dragging pretty quickly right straight at us. And so I went on. I got Holly up. We got some fenders just in case, but he's still, up there. And I yelled, "Is everything okay?" And he sat down on the boat and put his hands up like this and just gave up as his boat's coming in to hit us. So, we hurried up and started the engines, moved the boat to the side as we're pulling the anchor up, and he just sat there and he just gave up and was just going to crash into us.
And if we weren't on the boat,
we would have got crashed into.
Yeah, and that's the same anchorage where we woke up one morning and a boat that was anchored quite a ways in front of us had
drug right by us and ended up on the beach.
Yeah, we have a system that tracks other boats' movements as well. And so we were like, I wonder how he ended up there. And so we went and looked at his tracks from overnight, and he missed us by 10 feet. It's just crazy. And a lot of these anchorages too, because of the mountains, conditions change so quickly. So
and the wind just spins around.
Yeah, so it'll be blowing 5 knots and then suddenly it's blowing 30. And so that really highlights who has anchored responsibly and who hasn't. It's been exhausting for sure.
What's your favorite anchorage?
I think my favorite anchorage, I have 2. One in Raroia. The first little spot where we didn't have to float our chain. It's really beautiful in the 2 motus.
Plus, we were there. We met up with some very dear friends that we hadn't seen.
It's so beautiful. Our time there is what I imagined all of our time in French Polynesia was going to be like. It was peaceful and remote and beautiful and quiet. I saw an octopus every single day and manta rays all the time, sharks everywhere, crabs. Yeah, that was my dream of French Polynesia for sure. And then in the Society Islands, I actually really liked anchoring on the reef in Moorea, but conditions have to be just right. Otherwise, you're going to be being blown onto the reef, and so we never got to stay there for very long, but I do remember that being super beautiful, and just that approach to Moorea, it was always an overnight passage for us, and so we always pulled in right around sunrise, and it's just a beautiful island, so I would say that makes my top list.
Yeah.
I do think it's worth mentioning, a lot of people love it here, and we've drilled them with questions, and the underlying commonality of people who love it here and want to spend a year plus here is that they go home for months. They haul out or they pull into a marina and they leave for several months. And during that time, they get a break from all the stress that we've talked about, and they also get to pick up any parts that they need, so they're not stressed about that while they're sailing here because they know, right? I think just having an end in sight and getting a break seems to be really crucial in whether or not people love it here.
Yeah.
Any last notes?
No. We're starting this is hour 2 of our 7 to 10 day trip to Tonga.
Yeah, we've got the main up on the first reef. A little premature, but
Yeah, we've been sitting for a long time, so we're entering this passage slowly.
yeah, easing in.
We're going about between 6.5 knots.
We got 16 knots of true wind. And it's kind of lumpy, but to be honest, we're so happy to be moving that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, check back with us at the end of it. We're supposed to get some pretty interesting weather.
Yeah. I think I'm going to try and do daily blog posts. We'll see. By the time you see this, you'll know if I did them or not. But yeah, that's kind of a summary and an honest look into our year in French Polynesia. And yeah, we'll see how the rest of it goes.
See you guys.
Clouds are clearing up and Sabado is loving this. Shaping up to be a beautiful day of downwind sailing. Knots of wind, speed over ground 6-ish. Getting a little boost from the waves.
All right, night one. So far it's uneventful. I'm knocking on wood that it continues to be so.
Good morning. Conditions are pretty similar to yesterday. We had 2 reefs in the main overnight. We always reduce sail at sunset, but we just shook one out. Sea state is building a bit. It's from behind though, so I'm not mad about it. Ray's been off watch for 5 minutes and is already knocked out. I'm so jealous. I wish I could fall asleep that fast.
All right, well, we're heading directly west, and so our solar panels are shaded by our sails, and we are just not getting the solar that we need to keep our battery charged. So we're gonna jibe and see if that helps. Well, we'll be starting the generator. Well, it helps a little bit, but yeah, we'll start the generator here soon.
That's kind of cool. Salvador shadow.
Are you not going to wear clothes this whole trip? That's okay.
People are gonna try and zoom in and look at their reflection in your glasses.
We're heading sort of the right direction. Wind's fine. It's fairly light considering that it's behind us, but we're putting miles in. We have another 980 miles to go.
Jeez, that seems far.
That's if we went straight that way. Or not. We're driving back and forth. So, yeah, I think, is this day 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we've gotten about 300 miles towards our destination.
Dang.
And about 460 miles total.
Well, you win some, you lose some. It's been nice today.
Yeah. The seas have calmed down, which is welcome. So yeah, away we go.
Away we go. Alright, quick reality check. This is day 4 of a 10-day passage with just the 2 of us, and this is what the salon looks like. We've got safety gear, extra clothes, pillows and blankets galore, 2 fans. One is plugged in and the other is battery powered because we've been keeping the inverter off to save power. Even though we're sailing downwind, it's been too rough to keep these hatches open, so it's hot during the day, chilly at night. We've been doing 3 hours on and 3 hours off for our watch schedule, so we're pretty much just in survival mode until we can sort of adjust to sleeping in shifts, and then we'll tidy up. Check back next week to watch the last half of our journey from French Polynesia to Tonga, where we navigate through the reef and make landfall at a small island off the beaten path.